friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. In today's video, I am going to be working on the second of my two hybrid projects using the Ali Edwards Evening Story Kit. Yesterday, we did a story all about my children's bedtime must-haves. Today, we're doing a story about my husband and my evening routines and the differences and similarities between them. In this video, I am going to show you the digital process using Photoshop Creative Cloud. If you're looking for the Photoshop elements, I also have a video for that today as well, so make sure to check that one out if you are an Elements user. So let's go ahead and head on over to my computer, and I'm going to show you how I set up both my card here as well as how I went ahead and edited my photos to get them to look this way and to be roughly to scale of each other. So let's do that, and then we're going to come back over here and get everything assembled once I show you all of the digital process. Hey you guys, welcome back over to my desktop here. So today I'm working inside of Photoshop Creative Cloud, so the full version of Photoshop, to create the second side to my his and her bedtime routine or evening routine spread. Today I'm working on her evening routine, so that would be my own evening routine. And basically what I need to do is get a photo edited and cropped into a 3x4 format, not 3x4, a 3x8 format. And then I also need to create a journaling card that is in that 3x8 format as well. So let's start with the photo. The first thing I'm going to do is open up the photo that I want to use. This is a photo that I had my husband take of me in my pajamas next to my bed. So what I'm going to do, first I'm going to increase the brightness and the contrast. And then we'll go ahead and merge everything down. So to do that, I clicked on the little the adjustment sun button here. If you don't see this adjustments tab here, you can go up to Window and Adjustments, and it will bring this up. Then I just took my brightness and my contrast tab and moved both of those up, paying attention mostly to myself so that I don't become too washed out. And then I'm going to come down in the layers menu, select both layers, right click and merge those visible layers. Now I could also just hit Control Shift and the letter E on my keyboard, and that will do the same thing. That will merge them. So next I want to open up Camera Raw. To do this, you can go up to Filter and Camera Raw Filter, or you can select Shift, Control, and the letter A. And then this is going to pop up a menu that will let us do some more specific types of editing. So first I'm going to increase my clarity, which I might actually increase it even more. And then I also want to increase my dehaze because it is a little bit hazy here. Let's do clarity a little bit more, and we'll say okay. Now I have already completed the side for Aaron, so for his side I decided to go with a black and white photo. I'm going to do the same thing for me, so we're going to make this black and white, and then I can decide if I want it to be any brighter or, you know, to have that contrast up even more, whatever I choose. So once I have my photo the way I like it, I can go ahead and merge those layers once again. Then I just need to crop it. So I'm going to grab my crop tool and I'm going to put this to 3 inches by 8 inches, 300 pixels per inch. I'm going to have myself be a little bit more centered here, and then I'll hit the enter button. Now I do have my husband's spread done from, I actually worked on this one inside of Elements. I'm going to open it up because I want to grab this photo of me and put it next to the photo of him and make sure that we don't look too like off. So I can see that my photo is a little bit more zoomed in than his. So what I might want to do then is open up although it might be okay. This might be okay. My posture is not the greatest in this photo, and that does bother me a little bit. But I'm trying to be okay with it. Let me see what happens if I crop it a little bit closer. Like, what if we go, oh, you know what, it's not the right. Okay, so let's go 300 pixels per inch. And then what would happen if I cropped it like there? And then copied that and put it next to him? Would that be a little bit better scale-wise. I think so. Yeah, I'm happier with that. So even though this is more zoomed in, I don't care. I just felt like our scale was off. And we're still a little bit off because I'm not, like now I would be taller than him if I stood up straight. So maybe not. Maybe we just stick with this one. Essentially, I'm going to be on the other side of him. It's going to be okay. I think we're just going to leave it how it was. We're just going to leave it how it was and be okay with that. So I'm going to save this as a 3x8 photo. And I'm going to say BW for black and white. And then hit OK. That gives me my photo. So next, let's go ahead and make this journaling card. So for the card, I'm first going to open up a canvas that is 3 inches by 8 inches. I hit Control N to open up New, or you can go up to File, New. I've got 3 inches wide, 8 inches tall, 300 pixels per inch, and we're going to hit Create. Then I'm going to open the evening routine card. First and foremost, let me grab this eyedropper tool and pick up the color of this card because it might not be perfectly white. And then we're going to grab the paint bucket tool, come back over to our 3x8 and paint it. And it wasn't. It did slightly change it, so I'm glad I did that. Then we're going to come back over to the card itself, select all of it, Control A, copy it, Control C, go back over to our original thing here, Control V, and I'm going to put this up, but not all the way up, because I do need to add the word her evening routine. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I want to use my eyedropper tool to pick up the blue color. So now I've got that as my forefront color. Then when I create my text and type out what I want to say, it will be in that same blue color. So I'm going to say the word her, H-E-R. Let's select all of this, and we're going to grab that same font that I used for the other page, if I can. That one was called Fish Script Pro. And then where it says regular, we're going to make it bold. And then we're going to increase it. It might have been 36, I believe, was the size. It might have been bigger than that even. You know what? I could probably find out. Let me open up his card, his routine card. And how big was that? Oh, I can't tell. Well, shoot. It was definitely bigger than this. So let's try maybe 48. I think that looks better. So let's go with that. Let's say her evening routine and his evening routine. I think that looks about right. So then, now that I have this all set up, I'm going to go ahead and merge all those layers together. Again, you can select them all down here, right click and merge layers. You can also go up to layer and merge layers, or merge visible layers, or shift control and the letter E. So that will give me this one full card. The last thing I need to do is to create some text boxes. For this, I'm going to make my text black instead of blue. So I'm just going to change that forefront color by clicking on it and moving my little circle selection down to the very bottom corner for the black. Then I am going to create my text boxes. For this, I'm going to switch back to my Courier Standard. It's not going to be bold. We're going to do medium and a font size of 9. That looks pretty good. I'm going to use my Move tool to copy the text and paste the text, and then we'll get this situated where we want it to go. It is ideal to use the same program when you are making multiple cards of the same thing. So I'll show you what I'm going to do here to make sure that everything is evenly, that everything is the same for both spreads. But because I'm doing this on 2 different platforms, they won't be perfectly the same right now. So I selected all of those text boxes. I came up to the top. I clicked this button that's got 2 rectangles with a line in the center that is going to align it to the center so everything will line up perfectly. And then I also clicked this button that has the rectangle in between 2 lines so that the spacing between each of these text boxes is perfectly spaced the same. So then what I'm going to do is print this off, timestamp it, and that will be my journaling card. I did also use an asterisk for my husband's page, so I will use one for me, probably maybe this blue one. Let's see what that looks like here. So we'll do the blue. We'll move it up to the top here. Let's put this back in the center. Yep. And then that's probably going to be good. I actually might use the gray one instead of the blue. Now that I see that on here, let me come to the top layer. So when I paste it, it will go on top. So let's grab the other asterisk, come back over and paste it on top, and then we'll move that. Yeah, I like that one better. I like the differentiation of color. Okay, there's my asterisk. So this one I would save as her routine card as a PSD file. That way I can come back in and change that text to whatever I want it to be. And then I'm also going to save it as a JPEG so that we can move it around and see what it looks like a little bit easier. Okay, so now let's open up my photo and let's open up the card. And then we're going to create a new canvas that is 6 inches by 8 inches. I'm going to see if I already have one in here that's that size. Nope. So we'll change that to inches. I want 6 by 8, 300, yes. And then we're going to go photo first, like so, and then routine card second, like so. So this will be the right side of the spread. My husband will be the left side of the spread, just so you can see kind of what that's going to look like. Let's go 12 inches by 8 inches. And then we can go ahead and select both of these files. So let's just drag a box so we get both layers, copy it, and then we're going to paste that on here. And then let's open up my husband's. We'll copy that and we'll paste that on here. And essentially, this is going to be the spread. I do need to adjust a little bit because my text boxes are not aligned from left to right. So that's where it's handy to just do everything on the same platform and not do it on different ones, because then all I needed to do was just change this his to her, and then everything would stay the same. So what I would do here is let's open up the let's grab the his routine card. Let's grab my marquee tool and we'll just grab the his word like that. We are going to layer via copy. I will grab that layer and put it on top of the her routine like so. We'll get rid of the asterisk. Oh, you know what? This is that won't work. Hold on. Let's open up the real one. So I need the real file, actually, not the not the JPEG. I need this one. So we'll paste the his on here. We're going to get rid of both of those. And then I just need to put the his where the hers is. Like that. There we go. That gives me my card. Oh, I deleted a text box in there. How did that happen? So let's delete this. Let's move that to where we can see it. His evening routine. So we'll save this back in the his as his routine card. Yep. And yes, because it's currently open. Of course it is. So let's close out of you. We can close out of you. We're going to leave that. We're going to leave that. We can close out of view. Okay, let's try that again. So we're going to come in here. We're going to save it as his routine card. Yes. There we go. And we can save the JPEG version. There we go. So that means, the reason I just did that is so that my cards can match. So now if I were to open his routine card here and add that onto the main spread, like so, So we have his routine, her routine. Everything is aligned on the page here. And then I would have that this blue asterisk that I would just print separately to add on here as well. We'll put that up here. So there we go. So we'd have his evening routine, her evening routine, maybe some tiny phrase stickers here in the bottom, and then the text would be filled in with our actual text, and then date stamping, or time stamping, I mean, above those text boxes. So what I'm going to do from here is I am going to print off both of these photos on glossy photo paper. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill in those text boxes with my actual journaling. And I will print those 3x8 journaling cards on matte white photo paper. That way the titles and everything come out super vibrant. And I'm also going to print those asterisks on the white matte photo paper as well, but separate from the card, because I'm thinking I want to actually cut those out and then paste them on top to give them a little bit more dimension, since this is going to be a fairly flat spread. From there, we're going to head back over to the craft table and go ahead and get this page assembled. So if you are a Photoshop Elements user, don't forget that there is another video here posted today that will take you through the same process, but over on Elements. And that is that. So I will meet you guys back over at the table to get the rest of this page put together. Okay, so now that you've seen the digital portion of how I put these spreads together, now let's actually do them physically. For the most part, I'm going to put you guys on fast forward today so I can get this assembled and then voiced over, and then we'll slow down once I'm done. But before I do that, I did want to show you that I'm going to take these two asterisk pieces, and I just am going to add a little bit of adhesive to them and put them onto a piece of chipboard here. So I just have some plain chipboard that I ordered from scrapbook.com. It comes in 12 by 12 sheets, and then it's totally usable on photos because it is archival. So we're just going to, actually I'm gonna cut this down so that I know roughly where these pieces are. So I'm going to cut those down. We're going to add some adhesive to the back of them. I will then put them on this chipboard here. And then I'm going to take them off screen so I can go ahead and fussy cut all of those pieces out. Once I have that done, we'll come back over here. I'm going to put you on fast forward while I do the rest of this. And then once we have that portion done, we will slow down and close out for today. So that is going to be that. So I'll see you back here in just a second. All right, so now that I've got those two little asterisk pieces backed with their chipboard and fussy cut out, the rest of the spread is going to come together super, super quickly. So I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back of those asterisks, put them up by the title, and then I'm going to grab over some of my stamping stuff. So I've got my scrapbook.com premium black dye ink, and then I've also got my ruler time stamp from Ali Edwards. So what I'm going to do is time stamp the top of these blocks with the times of the different things that we would be doing. So for the his, I've got Erin's times, and then for the hers, I've got my times. Which really the only major difference in our timing is what time we go to bed. Otherwise, our routine time-wise is very similar, but what we actually do at those different times is pretty different. So it was kind of fun to take a look at that. I did grab out some of the product that I had set aside for Project Life later in the month and decided to use the two chipboard pieces that say early to bed and up late to add to our photos. I've got these two little tiny labels from an older Kelly Perky kit that have a similar enough tone to the kit that I feel like they go decently well. So I'm going to stick that down in the bottom and then add those little chipboard pieces on top of the labels. So Erin's will say, early to bed, and mine will say up late. Even though he's technically not early to bed, he's just earlier than me to bed. So it made sense in my head. And then once I have those on there, the last thing I'll do is bring over my ruler date stamp and add some date stamping right underneath the titles there. All right, friends, that completes my project for today. I think this one turned out really fun. I love seeing the differentiation between Erin's evening routine and my evening routine. I think this was also really nice to just keep it really simple and just let the story be the forefront of, what we see when we look at this. So this is going to go inside of my 6x8 family album, and I'm going to put this into two divided 6x8 page protectors that have a fuse down the middle. So each of those page protectors will have two of these 3x8 sections. So I think that that will be a really fun way to store everything and then to be able to see it side by side. I hope that you have enjoyed seeing this spread come together and enjoyed seeing the digital portion as well. As always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section of this post, and I will be more than happy to try and get those answered for you guys. All right, well, that is going to be it for this week. I will be back again the first week of June to do our Colorcast Design Week. So you'll see my project planning video and a process video, and then a live on that Wednesday. So look for that then. Until then, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will catch you in the next videos. Bye, friends.